welcome back to the channel. So it's Friday morning and it's 5:20 AM. So then, what have I got in store for this weekend? I've travelled down the llŷn Peninsula, so if I look absolutely knackered, it is because I am. I've had about 3 hours sleep after a hard few days at work. Left the house this morning at 3 AM and travelled down to llŷn Peninsula. Now, the roads were awful this morning because the mist was absolute solid and you couldn't see any further than 10 yards in front of you whilst you were driving. So it's taken a few hours to get down here, but I'm down here. I'm not alone. I'm fishing with my cousin David, and he's come over from Wrexham, so we're fishing together. He's not so keen on coming on the camera, but if he gets a fish, then I'm sure he'll let me do some footage. Target species, yep, you've got it right. The main target of the weekend for myself is Tope, but I'm hoping for some pollock, wrasse. Obviously we're going to get some dogfish, maybe some huss. It's just general fishing really. Big baits on one rod throughout the weekend. When I say throughout the weekend, I'm going to be staying down here for a couple of days, moving around, different marks, doing different things, trying my best. David's with me for the day today, but my friend Steve from Northumberland has sent a message and he's going to try and get down too. It's a long way for him to come. It's 2 hours for me from Anglesey, so it's a long way for him. Anyway, on that note guys, I'm going to get some rods together, get set up, get them baits out there, hopefully not lose too much gear, and hopefully get some fish, so keep tuned. David's into the first fish of the day, which is a huss. You right, la? A belter of a huss as well. Whoa! That was a lucky one! Let's go and get a picture for him. Well, that's my first fish of the day. Couldn't get any smaller if I tried, I don't think. Not a blank anyway. Not what I want. I want the big ones. Fish number 2. Gonna go down, man, because the tide's dropped right off. Fish number 2 for David. And a belter. Look at the size of that. Cracking looking huss that, mate. Well done. Happy days. Get it back. A nice pair of pollock. I did say pollock. Yeah, nice pair there. So I'll get these two back and I'll show you how I'm set up. So my setup for my pollock fishing is my black rock pike rod. Absolute brilliant bit of kit. I have featured it in some of my other videos. Does the job, even though it's a pike rod, it does the job. On that I've got a Rovex 4000 reel. So the rod and reel altogether is no more than 80 quid. Absolutely fantastic setup. Then I've got a metal jig on the bottom. That one's going at about 35 gram. That's on a 20 pound fluorocarbon. And about a foot above that I've got an eel of about 5 inches, and that's just on a dropper of fluorocarbon, and then up to my braided line. Yeah, so quite simple, good fun, very enjoyable. So I need to really start fishing for the bigger fish, but I'm having so much fun. I'm not in a rush. We're just on low water now. The tide will start flooding. We'll get a bit of tide movement. It's flat out there at the moment. As soon as we get that tide movement, I'll be concentrating on the big baits and hopefully I can find myself a tope. So I just flicked over to the light bait rod. I didn't set the camera up because I didn't know if there was anything down there, but straight away, nice ballan wrasse, absolute cracker. So I'm going to get this one unhooked, get it back. I'll set the tripod up and I'll see if I can get some action on camera for you guys. So yeah, that's between the two of us now. We've had huss, ballan wrasse and pollock. Oh, that's well hooked that. Anyway, it's off, so I'll get it back. I'll set the tripod up and see if I can get some action on camera. Fish on! Straight away. Loads of fish down here with a bit of rag in it. That's 2 casts, 2 fish. Oh yeah, we've got something different. Well, it's only a matter of time before they turned up. The beloved dogfish. First one of the day and hopefully the last one of the day. Last one of the weekend would be nice. Anyway, let's get this fella back. 5:25 p.m. It sounds a bit like the Big Brother house. So, back in the car, stage 1 done. Plan now, food. I am starving. David has headed off home and I'm going to carry on this evening and all day tomorrow and tomorrow night. But I'm not sure what to do. Them Tope didn't turn up to the party. The wrasse fishing, phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Loads and loads of wrasse. Every chuck you're getting wrasse on bits of rag and on small jellies. Pollock you had to work quite hard for. They were there, but not in numbers like I was expecting them to be. The Tope just didn't turn up. The 1 doggy and 2 hush for Dav. So yeah, like I say, I'm going to go and find myself a chippy, a bit of a ride along the coast. Try and decide on another mark for a bit of a session maybe this evening, or do I get some kip and get back out at midnight and then fish first light, or do I do a session this evening and get out first light? So keep tuned and let's see where we end up. So then this is my bed for the night, guys. Nothing fancy, just an old caravan cushion in the back of the car, good old sleeping bag, couple of pillows and all my fishing gear. So when you anglers say that you sleep with your gear, I basically really do sleep with all my fishing gear. It stinks in there, it'll stink even more after I've had some kip and farting through the night, but I'm absolutely knackered, guys. It's not much of a vlog, but basically I couldn't decide what to do myself, so I've had a little drive. I went and had a look at some new marks for next outing, and I've driven down to a beach where I know that there's a possibility. It's a big gamble because it is all a little bit wrong on the tides and stuff, but sometimes you got to have a gamble and you got to try it. So it's now 10:30 at night, I think it is. Yeah, it's actually 11:15, so it's 11:15 at night. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get my head down, set the alarm for 3:30 in the morning, get up 3:30 and go and fish off this beach over high water. So hopefully when you see me next time I'll have a fish. A Tope in that wording even. So yeah, good night. Good morning all. I'm still here. I haven't reported anything for a while, just down to there's nothing really happened, if I'm honest with you. So I think my last check-in I was going to get some sleep and then fish off a beach early hours this morning, which I did. Got in the car, got my head down, had about 4 hours sleep, 3.5, 4 hours sleep. Got up, went and fished on the beach the plan was to fish it for 4 hours, but I fished it for 2 hours, and yeah, as I had thought, it was a gamble. The tide isn't big enough for that beach, so there was no movement in the tide, there was nothing exciting happening. So went back to the car and had a further half an hour kip in the driver's seat. I didn't even bother getting into the back of the car. So yeah, had the further half an hour's kip there. Woke up this morning, went and got some breakfast, popped into the tackle shop that I'd never been into before, picked up a bit more bait, just because the bait that I got with me has obviously been out for a couple of days. Picked up a little bit more bait, Picked up another packet of ragworm so I can play about with the wrasse whilst I'm fishing for the tope again today. And yeah, so I'm back on the rocks, still down the llŷn Peninsula. I've got both rods out for tope today again, and I've got my plug-in rod with my jigs and stuff, and I've still got my my wrasse bashing and pollock bashing rod with the hopes of getting some fresh bait whilst I'm also out here. So yeah, keep tuned. If anything exciting happens today, I'll bring you back, and I may bring you back for a chat anyway, because I'm spending a lot of time on myself now, by myself even. So yeah, keep tuned guys. So I just had to check out for some fresh bait. Straight away, double head, nice pollocks. So yeah, straight away, fresh bait. So I've got a mackerel out on one rod, which was a frozen bait, so I'll get a fresh pollock out on the other rod. Anybody want skate for dinner? He's just come up now with this ray in its mouth. I haven't caught a ray, so I haven't released a ray, but it's just come up there with a baby ray in its mouth, and it's having it for its lunch. Look at that. It looks like a spotted as well, spotted ray. Just popped up out of nowhere with it. Oh, there we are. Sorry, my bad then, I moved the camera. But yeah, looks like it's getting a mouthful anyway. Doing better than me, pal. Doing better than me. Oh, he spotted me now. There he goes, down to the deeps with its lunch. Oh, I'm still struggling guys. No tope, no tope. A couple of doggies, 2 doggies now I think. A few pollock on the feathers for bait. Still the same plan as earlier, but yeah, just not yet. About an hour or so off high water now. Is it? Let me just have a quick look. Time. Oh, we're actually 2.5 hours off high water. So yeah, still plenty of time. Still plenty of time. Don't stress, Tommy. Don't stress. So I just thought I'd swing around here so you can see the tide rip here. Rips out to sea out there. And I'm fishing right on the corner of this rock mark here. Obviously the rods are bent right over in the tide. The tide hits this corner here and rips right out to sea out there. So what I'm doing also, I've got about 14 mackerel that I've had with me since I've come out. So every 20 minutes I'm going to chop a loader. I'm just going to chuck it just in that tide there, just to cause a scent trail. So that there is obviously going down tide towards where my baited hooks are, and it's just putting a scent trail in the water, which I hope will attract me a big shark. So yeah, as I say, I'm going to do this every sort of 20 minutes, half an hour. I'm going to cast every half hour, 40 minutes, just to make sure that the baits aren't getting smashed by the crabs, and I'm also getting fresh bait there as much as I can. There'll be plenty of pollock on this mark, so I'll be using pollock for my bait a lot of the time. Yeah, come on you two, let's hope it works, eh? So yeah, obviously it rips right out here, right out to you can see. Absolute gorgeous day. Got my shorts on, so my legs are going to be burnt by the end of the day. I have got sun cream in the bag. That's an important note, that actually. If you spend it, I'm going to be on this rock mark here for at least 10 hours, so it's important to have the right equipment. And the box weighs so much because carrying so much drink and food and supplies. Keep yourself oiled, as they say. But yeah, feeling really confident today. I've got onto a really nice mark here, and I have landed the tope here for my mate the year before last. He had a lovely. Nothing much to report, well, nothing at all to report apart from lots of sunburn. Still getting plenty of pollock on the feathers and stuff, and on the jigs, loads of pollock when I want them for fresh bait. If you see 4 rods, they're my 2 big bait rods, and they're my spinning rod and my light bait rod. It's baking hot, absolutely baking hot. I'm not sure if you can see me because of the sun. Can you see me there? I think so, I don't know, we'll have a look when I do the editing after. Yeah, a little shout out. I met a gentleman at ABC Tackle in Beaumaris whilst I was there getting some bits the other day. I do apologise, I didn't get your name, but it was really good to meet you. You did say you don't live too far from me. You said some nice words. It's nice to get the feedback, and it's much appreciated. I hope that you're catching more fish than I am, or more of your targeted fish this weekend, whatever that is. I'm absolutely baking hot now. Try not to rabbit on too much in the videos, but if anybody's got anything that they want to ask, please put it in the comments, or send me a message via my Instagram, or put a comment on the YouTube thing. You can follow me on Instagram, which is Tommy Joe Gone Fishing, and you'll see bits on there because I don't always do videos, but I do put bits together anyway. Well, put bits on there, put little reports on pictures and stuff like that. Yeah, it's red hot. Maybe the sun's spoiling the fishing, I don't know. Maybe the tides are too small. But with them being small tides, I've tried to pick places that you couldn't fish on big tides because of the tide pull. Yeah, it's just tope fishing, I suppose, and how it goes. But I got plenty of time left. I'm not quite sure what to do yet. It's round about high water now. I think it's about 5 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon now. Yeah, just baking hot. I might fish 2 hours of the ebb here, and then I might make the journey back to the car, have the 2-hour drive home, and fish one of my marks on Anglesey this evening, because I don't know, I just don't know what to do. I'm not quitting on the tope, but it'd be nice to catch something now, like a hush or something. I have actually been fishing big tope baits, so I'm not really targeting anything other than tope, and it's just a waiting game. Maybe it's a little bit early in the year, but I've had a run, and a friend of mine landed one a couple of nights after me. So yeah, they are starting to show. There's not many mackerel about the coast, so I wouldn't say that the numbers of tope are there, because they will be following the mackerel. But yeah, I'll keep fishing anyway, and if anything exciting happens, as I say, I'll bring you back then, or I'll just bring you back for a bit of a moider. But I'm not going to moider too much, so if you're at that point in the video and thinking, oh, all he's doing is talking, it's because I'm just trying to put a bit of blog together and show the reality of how hard I work in my fishing, but I absolutely love it. So yeah, keep tuned. Thank you. Well then, this is it. I'm going into the darkness now. I have moved marks once again. So I fished that rock mark that I was on. I fished an hour of the ebb, then I fished it all the way up to high, then I fished it an hour and a bit down. I was in total for, I think it was about nine and a bit hours I stayed on that mark. I was going to head home, and then I thought, do you know what, I'll give it a go, one last go. So I've come onto a beach that I've never in my life set foot on. I actually come here for a look the other week, but I've never ever fished on it. It is low on its way out. It's ebbing tide, low water's at midnight, so my plan is to fish it down to low and fish it a bit up, and then make the journey home, because I've got work in the morning. It's Saturday night, and I've got a bit of a job to do tomorrow on a Sunday, but it is what it is. It's got to be done. I'm absolutely knackered, I'm not going to lie, absolutely knackered. So I was out on Thursday night, let me think now, sorry, I was out on Wednesday night, which I didn't do any video for. I was out fishing until early hours in the morning on into Thursday morning, I had a lovely huss, which if you follow me on my Instagram, you'll have seen pictures of. And then I worked all day on Thursday, got home Thursday, loaded the car and headed out, as you've seen, and arrived down the Peninsula early hours on Friday morning, where David joined me on Friday, which you'll see in the start of this this video. And then obviously, as you've seen, here I am, and it's Saturday night. So I've had literally, I would say, no more than 10 hours sleep in the last 4 days. I am feeling it now, and that's why I've ended up on a beach. My legs are killing me, my back's hurting, I'm tired, I'm sunburnt, and yeah, I'm burnt out, but I'm still going. The candle inside is still going. Yeah, it's been great, guys, absolutely great. Fishing's been tremendously hard, really struggled. The wrasse fishing has been phenomenal. Yeah, I haven't done loads of videos because it's not what I was targeting, and I haven't had any massive wrasse, but the wrasse fishing has been out of this world fantastic. The pollock, yeah, they've been quite hard work. I have been getting pollock, but they have been hard work to get. Really having to fish that jig against the floor, and I think that the reason behind that is because it's been so hot. I think I've just been sat right at the bottom. Anyway, I've gone on enough again. I won't bring you back now unless I catch something really exciting, or just to see my tras at the end and give my last update. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, and let's see what happens into darkness. Into dark we go. Well, I will get one, but not this time. So if you've watched from the start to the finish, I hope there's been something of interest and you've enjoyed. I've absolutely enjoyed it. It's been fantastic, but that is the reality of tope fishing. If they're not there, you're not going to catch them. Not saying they're not there, not saying, but I don't think they're there in numbers. There was no mackerel, so there was no like food supply for them. There has been a few tope on the boats in the area of the Peninsula, but not in numbers. I think it's about 3 weeks too early to a month too early. So I'll hold off going back down there for a little while, eh? I have got a few other things planned. I've got a couple of fishing trips planned without doing any filming. Not for no particular reason I'm not doing the filming. I just like to do a bit without filming. It's as simple as that. I quite enjoy just going sometimes doing the fishing. I'd like to thank everybody for your support, everybody that I've met. I won't name people because I'll miss somebody if I do that, but I met a gentleman that I've sort of known on and off for a couple of years at Holyhead Breakwater a couple of weeks back. It's really good to have a catch up, and nice to see he's also doing a bit of sea fishing. Just all sorts of people. So yeah, shout out to everybody, thank you very much. If you can subscribe, please do. It's really grateful, and the channel is growing steadily. If you can't, don't worry, just watch the videos anyway, but it is great if you subscribe. It's not pressurizing anyone. I appreciate just the feedback and the fact that people are watching and showing an interest in what I'm trying to do. So till next time guys, keep safe, keep fishing, keep chasing them dreams.